we've all established that when cards come out, some are better than others, right? And it begs the question: why can't Konami create cards that are all just decent, at the very least, right? I wanted to get your opinions on why certain decks or archetypes just seem a lot more underpowered than others.
I think part of it is they just try to sell packs. Like some stuff's got to be good, some stuff's got to be bad.
Something has to be like the go-to. You want this,
but some things are just really bad. Whenever I think of like the worst archetypes, I always remember Malice Severus from like what Shadow Spectres.
Yeah, I do agree. There are some archetypes that I feel are just like they make them laughably bad, and it's a little frustrating because say someone's actually interested in building that, you know, like then it really does suck. Like I don't like when Konami does that because I think that's like padding packs and just like including garbage that they know can't be played, but they still pretend like, oh, you know, this you should build this deck, it'll be fun. Like no, it can't compete with Thunder Dragons. It can't beat Sky Strikers.
But they gotta fill those packs out. They gotta
Actually,
It has to be a hierarchy in the cards. But what about
I wanted to know your opinions on why. Consider if you imagine that Konami is doing this on purpose and there is some kind of reason for it. Why do you think they'd want to do that?
Because they hate us.
I think it's. I mean, like in a competitive game, like some stuff does have to be better than others. You know, like that's kind of.
I don't let that be an excuse because there's games like Cardfight Vanguard where all decks are playable. Maybe not the same level, but they're playable. Mm-hmm. In Yu-Gi-Oh, however, we have decks that are playable, and we have decks that just aren't. We have decks that have 3 monsters. What kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah, like under-supported archetypes and things like that.
Like, why even waste your time printing these random set of 3 cards?
Well, then do you think like certain decks get lost in the shuffle? Like, do you think like
yes?
Because sometimes I do feel like Konami's like, okay, this is a thing. This is going to be something, and then I don't know, whoever comes up with card designs or ideas, they just come up with something. Oh, this is even better now, and now
what
might have been good.
The power creep and stuff, or just
I won't say not the power creep, but just like for example, like. I don't know, well, whether they do this on purpose or not, but like how some cards or some decks that you know are bad, but they get such high rarity printings. Like, I feel like Konami themselves
they wanted it to be good,
that okay, this is going to be
Fuse
good.
Line.
You know what I was going to say.
Wait, which one? What
Hell, got darn Vendriss.
Oh yeah.
Because they get how many sets did they get of like support?
4 sets
and they were good rarities, but I feel like they thought Vendriss were going to be good.
I will stop you there. Vendriss had only like 3 good rarities, and the rest of the cards were trash.
They got secrets.
To your point about decks this reminded me decks that like keep.
They just get lost in the shuffle.
They get lost in the shuffle. I mean, we're actually gonna make a video about that, like recent, decks you forgot about. I think of like Element Sabers, right?
Yes.
A deck that it's pretty interesting
and they're fun.
It's fairly fun. It's fairly playable, but like
they're not gonna stand up to.
Well, A, it doesn't. It's not good enough to win, but then also B, it's like new archetypes come out so fast in this game that it's just easy to forget that something was released. Like, oh, whoops, like, I forgot about Element Sabers. I just forgot they were a thing.
I have a more direct example. Aro Mages. They released the core archetype forever ago. And then it was as if they were just forgotten. And they were like, oh, look, an Aromatherapy card here. Oh, an Aromatherapy card there. It's like, why not just release
one or
the
2 cards.
whole thing if you...
Oh, yeah. That's another argument I'd always wanted to, like, make a video about. Is just, like, waiting so long between, like, decent support for decks, and then the deck just ended up getting forgotten about. DDDs.
DDDs waited so long for Flame King Genghis or whatever.
Same with, like, Frightful Patchwork. All that
People
stuff.
hype that card. Nobody's playing.
Vendriss still have a card that's supposed to come out.
That card was announced before like Master Rule 4. Like people have been waiting for Patchwork for so long, and it's just, and Konami like doesn't do it. So it's like you have archetypes that could be okay if they had the proper support. Then Konami like doesn't release it for years at times.
And then example of something new, like all the new Luna Light stuff. Luna Lights seemed like they were a one-trick pony for so long.
Yeah.
And then they got the new support. People like, oh, I can do this, and this, and then I can make this.
Yeah, like it's hard to say. I don't know if
That brings me to my next point. Do you guys believe there is some kind of correlation between the amount of support an archetype gets and how good the archetype becomes? Because we just talked about Luna Lights, an archetype that continuously got support for a very long time and seemingly is now considered a good deck. But that may not always be the case. I want your thoughts.
Yeah.
I would say an exception to that is basically all anime archetypes, like Performa Pals and Jump.
Pals are still getting stuff.
Like those anime archetypes who get a flood of support, and a lot of times it's
Yeah, I don't think that support is a direct like connection to an archetype being good because anime archetypes tend to get loads. They still, a lot of them still suck, and there have even been like super heavy samurai and like
filling up packs,
like Black Wings, and sorry DD players, but there's actually a lot of like stray DD cards that get like and like. I don't know if it's because they weren't all released at the same time or what, but like there's lots of them, and the decks like still are.
Well, I would say DD is a bit different because the way its combo is played, you can actually use a quite like randomly however you're gonna play it. Their monsters are usable, but Performa Pals actually make monsters that are not
just purposefully bad.
Useful for anything.
I mean, I don't know.
E-Drags had 8 cards, and I would say those were like the most potent 8 cards I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's true. I mean, another I think recent example, Thunder Dragons, really like when Konami wants to, or Sky Strikers. Yeah. I mean, Sky Strikers have steadily gotten a few new cards, but the core set of Sky Striker cards were more than enough.
They were getting the work in.
I mean, even now, like Dangers are still getting cards.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Even though they're like, as far as, I don't say a deck, but like an engine, like Danger cards, and they're still getting stuff.
Okay, we just verified that anime cards can get a lot of support and still be pretty bad, right? So, do you think that Konami keeps making anime cards specifically bad in order to fill up pack space, or is it there are maybe other reasons for that?
I don't think they make them bad. I think because they're anime cards, and again, sometimes I won't say we forget, but Yu-Gi-Oh is almost the anime first. The card game is based on the anime, and I mean, if people are watching the anime and people like the anime, like, oh, I don't watch Brains. What's the
like Cyburst and stuff.
Thing.
Playmakers,
like,
guy.
You like the card that he plays? We gonna keep making them. I do think they overflood the market with them because I think they kind of don't know what to do with them. They just kind of make a card and be like, "Yep, put it out there."
I've always thought that they don't actually have I think that there's 2 divisions that design the cards. As always, I don't know if that's true, but I think that there are people who design like the cards meant to be played in the trading card game. That's where Thunder Dragons or whatever, Sky Strikers come from. And then there's just like the stuff that reflects what was in the anime. So I think that the people who design anime cards, that's why you get so many like trashy effects or just cards that are just filler names. I don't know if that's true though.
I think a good, a weird example being Monkey Board and Pendulum Sorcerer. Both Performa Pal cards, and they were monumental.
Really big ones,
so strong, and we've really never seen that with our anime archetypes before, and that kind of made Performa Pal scary. They were getting a lot of cards, and some of them were like those 2 were just potent, but then they proved us wrong again, and the rest of the Performa Pal support was just completely.
It's almost suspicious. It's like someone different made those cards. Mm-hmm. I think like that's my honest conspiracy theory.
Somebody at the beginning of the Performa Pals
Yep.
the lifespan, it was like, okay, I'm making these cards and
I've got an example.
broken effects.
Okay,
Now
look,
it's changed. And
Link
now it's-
Brains. You know Link Brains box or whatever in Japan? And then compare that to like the Link monsters that come in like these main series stuff. Cyber, Runner. Just some random Link 2 or Link 3 with some effect. You'll never use it. It's like a rare or a common and just throw in these sets. Then you look at like the Link Brains cards. Electromite, Needle Fiber, like Isolde and stuff. The cards that clearly there was a divide in what was meant to be good and what was meant to be played.
And if we can do that, why fill up our sets with so many useless and bad cards?
Horrible filler. I hate it.
And if you're gonna do that, why not do legacy support? Legacy support's already bad anyway. Most decks. I'm not judging legacy support. I'm just saying they tend to be weaker than the metagame. And that's unless you're blue eyes for a little while. But why not just fill it up with legacy support? At least then I could be happy because I'm pulling like, ooh, new red eyes cards or new whatever.
Do you think there's too many archetypes floating around?
I think they should slow down. I think they need to.
It seems like every new set there's like 4 new archetypes.
I kind of like your idea. You mentioned Vanguard earlier, and then just now. Wouldn't it be cool if the sets, instead of just like let's cough up as many archetypes, like every single month a new product is releasing like 3 new archetypes, just give people support for what they have. So that way the people who are playing, a Romage or Chemicritters, or something that gets like 1 line of support and like never gets more, just continue to support the bad, decks. Like instead of just here's Element Sabers, now they're gone. Here's this new deck, now they're gone. Like, just funneling new stuff so fast. Like that gets. I like your idea. Like, there's too many.
Even some of the stuff, like you can tell, like okay, this is supposed to be a thing. Like they're obviously pushing this because I said like certain new stuff. Like when something so new comes out and then it immediately gets like more stuff, it gets reprinted. Like okay,
yeah, you can tell.
Konami is telling us,
play this.
Wait a minute. What about when they made a new Demise and Ruin? And they reprinted the old ones. It's like, oh, these are going to be good, I guess.
Do you think that there's any value in having all of these quote-unquote bad decks come out? Because we already know Konami wants there to be good decks. They want to have bad decks. The bad decks can range between anime decks or legacy decks. Is there any value in people still picking up the bad decks and playing them?
I got a hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
What if, and bear with me, he's speaking for Konami, I don't know, man.
What's your deep and independent variable?
What if they give us these bad decks? I don't know. Maybe as a way for people to say, okay, I don't say you don't have an excuse not to play, but here's something, well, you may not get that $70 Thunder Dragon card, but here's a whole
prize.
Here's a whole bunch of other stuff that you could play because reasons.
But those are not even in the same ballpark.
I know, but
I think it's for the kids. It's for the kids, and it's for padding it out because you can have this 100 card set where 80 cards are garbage. 20 are worth pulling or interesting, and there's really maybe 3 or 4 that are, because there's no reason I don't think any other card game I've tried out has this much useless garbage per pack. I know that's really mean, but every other card game I try out, when I open a pack, I feel like every card in the pack has some applications. Yu-Gi-Oh! You open 9 cards.
You can look at a card and be like, who made this?
Yeah, it just seems so bad on purpose. I don't think that there's any
bad aim. Target one of your cards to destroy, and it's a trap.
Yeah, and you can't attack that turn. They add so much.
But 3 turns from now, you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand.
If I live.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think there's value in it?
No.
I think maybe for the kid. The most I'll give it is the kids.
For the kids.
I guess because I love legacy support so much. When I see bad cards, I'm just like, this could have been a new Red Eyes card, or this could have been a new Dark Magician card. It could have been something at least interesting.
I'm with you.
Well, but then people kind of complain because for a while, people like, oh, they're giving us too much legacy stuff.
Better that than Cyber's Tower or whatever.
All these bad Cyber
I say you can never. In my book, you can never really have too much.
I got
legacy
one.
support.
What about these bad structure decks that we've been getting lately?
Yeah, Salamander grades.
Yeah, that's
Gosh.
awful. Not worth the money.
Like the Cyber structure deck. I bought that thing. That thing is horrible.
That's
There is no aim to that deck. I don't know what they do. They just kind
You
of
gotta like. You talking about the one that came with what's his name?
like I think it's like Power Code Talker or something.
it's for the kids. It's for the. That's all I can.
Like you gotta link into them, and then you gotta like link
They
some more.
don't.
But then when you link again, you gotta like.
They don't work.
You gotta
They
like.
Yeah.
don't work.
It's
Why am I doing this?